Hey y'all, Gramma Rose here. I am actually standing on top of my back steps. Usually I'm sitting on my back steps chatting with you, but today I'm just standing on the top of my steps because, as you can see in the background, I've got the sprinkler going. It's that time of morning. It's early morning, and that's the best time, for me at least, the best time to water. That way there's time in the day for the water to evaporate and spread fewer diseases, if there's going to be diseases to spread. So let me turn this around. I want to show you the things that I've done this morning. Just a few, not a whole lot, but it's getting there. And I'll tell you about my good news too. Well, while I'm here, I'll tell you about my good news while I'm facing you. I finally contacted the people who own the pigs that I've had a problem with. I found the lady, the wife, showed up on my Facebook Messenger. I asked her to, I friended her on Facebook, and she immediately friended me back, so that was good. She's not mad at me. She shouldn't be mad at me. I'm the one who should be mad at her. But as soon as I contacted her and let her know that the pigs were down here, within 15 minutes she was here. And she made every attempt she could to catch the pigs. There's only 2 of them left. And I got a little bit of the story behind it. So it's not quite as bad as it seems. So we have not completely solved the issue of the pigs. The pigs are still here, but she is trying to catch them. And she said she'll contact some people. She's going to need some help getting them because it's not easy to catch pigs. And 1 woman or 2 women can't do it. So that is an ongoing solution at this point. So that makes me happy. So let me turn this around and show you what I've been doing this morning. I'll be back in just a second. No, you won't even realize it's a second. I'm trying to avoid getting my phone wet. I've got my cell phone right here. So trying to record while the sprinkler is going in the opposite direction isn't easy. So there's the pig damage. And I've decided what to do with that, and I'll tell you about that in a second. So here's what I've done. Let me walk down here. I don't mind if I get a little wet. Shelter the phone so it doesn't get wet. I've been pulling up tomatoes. So there's the tomatoes I pulled up. Got a few more to go over there, and I haven't decided if I'm going to leave them or if I'm going to pull them up. And then over here, look at all this stuff on the ground. See all of this? That's mostly Johnson grass. But I have pulled it out of this area right here. That's a nice pretty shrub that blooms in the spring. I have not shown it to you yet. I will next spring. And I've cleared an area right in here where I've got these eggplants growing to plant some fall vegetables. So that'll get done. But I needed to clear the area first, and I've got that almost all the way done. But I am getting wet, and that's all I need to show you. I'll go back inside and I'll tell you a little bit more about what's going on with the pig yard. I'm calling it the pig yard because that's what it is right now. So let me tell you what's going on outside. Obviously I'm back inside. It was hot. I was starting to sweat. Had to clean up a little bit. Wash my feet off. You wouldn't believe how dirty my feet were. I had on flip-flops, and they had to get in the tub to get all the dirt off of them because I had been shaking the dirt off of all the grass that I'd pull up. But anyway, I want to tell you what's going on with the pigs. Now, if any of you are new viewers and don't know the saga of the pigs, it has been quite a circus around here with, first of all, a whole family of pigs. I had Mama, Daddy, and 4 piglets that had escaped from the fence from my neighbor's house 3 doors down. Only 3 doors down the highway. Wasn't very far, a quarter of a mile maybe. And every attempt that I made to try to contact the husband and let him know what was going on, he didn't answer the door. Now, I found out from his wife yesterday, he is working the night shift and a 12-hour shift. And so when he comes home, he is just zonked, totally out, and my knocking on the door, even as hard as I banged on it, probably wasn't enough to wake him up, and their doorbell is broken. So the only way to get anybody to the door is to hammer on the door, and that didn't wake him up. He was too sound asleep. So he did tell her the first time I went down there and told him, in fact, that time must have been afternoon, and he must have been about ready to wake up because I was able to wake him up when I hammered on the door. Didn't know to hammer that hard. Didn't bang. I just knocked a couple of times and he got up. But the story is the pigs did indeed escape from their fence. And she said that they had checked the fence and the fence did still have a charge. In fact, it shocked them when they touched it, so that there's nothing wrong with the fence. But the charge isn't strong enough to stop the pigs. Pigs are just pretty tough. And so wherever Mama goes, babies go. So she thought all the pigs were gone. They had come home at first when they got out. At first they were going to the pond behind their house, and she was fine with that, and she was feeding them and they were fine. And then the next thing she knew, they were gone, and thought that they were completely missing. Somebody had stolen them or something. So apparently somebody did probably get the daddy, the hog and the 3 piglets, because they disappeared. It looked like they had wanted to keep the hog. I found her page on Facebook, and when they were first trying to sell the pigs, it says the large gray pig is not for sale. So that was the hog. They had wanted to keep him, and they wanted to get rid of all the other ones. But as it turns out, she didn't know about it. They thought the pigs were gone and didn't realize that they had been down here, because I had mentioned before, if you've watched any earlier videos, and if you haven't, I'll tell the story again. The telephone number that he gave me as his cell phone number didn't work. Whether he intentionally gave me a wrong number or not, I don't know, or maybe he just, inverted one of the numbers or something. I don't know what he did, but I was not able to get him through the telephone. Didn't know how to contact her. Now, she did come over yesterday afternoon and made an attempt to round up the pigs. Failed attempt. I tried to help, but between the two of us, even with a bucket of grain, she wasn't able to get the pig to follow her home. It would follow her a little while, and then it would turn back around and come back here. I think it knows here is home now. She asked me if I wanted it. I don't want the pigs. I don't want to take on another animal. Chickens is enough. I would love, 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 love to have goats. But again, I've made the decision that I do not want to have big animals. I don't want to have to make an enclosure for it. I don't have a place for them to live in the wintertime. I would need to build some kind of barn for them, and I can't do that. So, not going to do that. So she said when neither one of us were able to get them home, that she was going to contact somebody to help her. And so progress is being made on that end. So what I have decided I'm going to do is, now that they have tilled up my garden for me, unintentionally, but they've rooted up an area large enough for me to be a winter garden. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fence that area off. So when I fenced this side yard, I stopped the south fence right at the garden gate that goes to my backyard, which is already fenced. So the dog could run out and then go back into the backyard and play. And he's done that, and that's worked great. But all I would have to do would be to take up the fence, the gate posts, which I have not concreted in place, so that would be relatively easy to take those up. And take out the staples where I've stapled this fencing into the other post, and extend it along the back edge, and then attach another piece of fencing to complete that round around the corner, and attach it to the other side of the shed, which will almost double the size of this back fence area. And I think that's going to work, and then I can fence off part of that. I don't want to do the whole area because I need to be able to walk to the shed, and I don't want to be walking through the garden area to get there. So I will fence part of that area off for a fall garden, and be able to continue that into the summertime, probably with some things that don't require full sun. There are things that can grow in some partial shade, and I'll be able to take advantage of that. So that area is already tilled up for me, so all I'm going to, and fertilized too. So all I will need to do is to put in some more T-posts, go to the hardware store and buy some more fencing, and which isn't going to cost that much, and a few more T-posts. I don't think I have enough to continue that whole area. So maybe 2 or 3 more T-posts and a roll of fencing, and I should be able to fence that area off. And then I will be good to go, and will be able to plant my lettuce and collards and turnips and all of the things broccoli and cauliflower and cabbage and all the leafy things that I intended to grow. So that's going to be a win-win situation for me. That's going to keep me from having to do a whole lot of work. They've already done the hard work for me by removing the grass from that area. So that's what I'm going to do. That's my plan, and I will show you that when I have finished doing that, or as I am in the process of doing it, one or the other. But I just wanted to let you know what was going on, and if you're the first to hear about my pig situation, then you might want to go back and look at a couple of the earlier videos where I talked about the pig damage and having my neighbor's pigs in my backyard. So there you go, y'all. Just searching my videos, and you should be able to easily find those videos about my pigs. So good news, very, very good news. So bye, y'all. See you next time.